Hatsiri Guzman. This is one of 3 videos for my yoga teacher training. We are going to be talking about 3 different asanas in explaining the technical positions and all the muscles, or not all, but some safety precautions that you want to take when you practice yoga to protect the joints, to protect the spine, and to be able to breathe fully. Remember that yoga is not about the asana, it's about the breath. Concentrate on the breath and never be afraid of using any props. I'm going to be making 2 videos of each asana. One is going to be without props and the other one is going to be with props and other suggestions. So this one is Tadasana, is the first one, is going to be with no props. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do and then we're going to do it. Tadasana is an asana of extension, and the reason why I chose this asana is because Tadasana is the base for all standing asanas. If you are able to understand the mechanics, the strength, the adduction that needs to happen at the pelvic area and the legs and the shoulders, you will be able to understand a lot or all of the standing asanas. This asana is a complete adduction to the body, tightens the body, brings everything to the center. It strengthens the lower muscle train. And what you want to do to begin with, come in over. Always, always, always tighten moolah bandha and udyiana bandha. Your feet are going to be together. If you have low back pain, keep the feet hip distance apart. You're going to adduct the legs, but you want to tighten the muscles towards the bones and then tighten the legs towards each other. You want to be able to notice that the knees, the shins, and the big toes are pointing straight forward in the direction on which you are looking or going. This is a safety for the knees. And you want to have even weight on the feet. The even weight on the feet is not just the right and the left, it's also the heel and the toes. You want to be able to have evenly distribute the weight, heels, outer edges of the feet, and the ball of the feet. The book says that the pelvis needs to be in retroversion, but what I say, what I am going to suggest is, if there is some kind of lordosis at the back, then the pelvis does not need to be in retroversion, it needs to be in forward. Lift up from the lower back, so you want to lift the weight away from the low back, and the shoulder blades are going to come in together, and then they just push slightly forward to open the chest and open at the collarbone. You want to lengthen from the pubic bone at the front of the body, lengthen from the pubic bone all the way towards the top of the head, and you want to stack ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. So let's do it together. Where am I? I'm right here. Okay, so Tadasana, feet together. If there is low back pain, keep the feet hip distance apart. You want to have the knees, the shins, and the big toes pointing towards the front on which you are looking. You want to have the big toes together or your onions together at least, and then there's going to be a tiny, tiny space between the heels. You want to start tightening the muscles towards the bones and then squeezing the legs together. There is a little engagement that needs to happen at the glutes where you squeeze and lift. And then imagine that you're putting a 2 size too small pair of jeans on, and you want to tighten all of the muscles on the legs. You want to have even weight on the feet, right, left, but also front and back. You're activating moolah bandha and udyiana bandha, and that is going to help you with the movement of the pubic bone, the pelvis. And retroversion, that's what the book says. But again, like I said, if there is already some kind of lordosis at the back, then there is no need for that. You need to bring it forward. So you squeeze the muscles at the core and you bring the strength forward. That's where moolah bandha helps. Tighten the belly and start to lift from the low back away from the floor, to lift the weight away from the low back. Tighten the ribs and lift away. The hands are going to be on the side of the body, or the palms can be forward. You want to have the opening at the collarbone, and then the shoulder blades are going to come in together and they lift away to open the chest. You want to be able to stack ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles all in one straight line. Tadasana is the base pose for all standing asanas, and you want to be able to master it. Moolah bandha, udyiana bandha, abducting the body, lifting away from the low back, opening the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders down, and the most important thing is breathing.